Are you looking for interview tips that will help you pass any interview and create an unforgettable first impression? Hi, my name's Peter Baker. In the next few minutes, I'll show you 15 essential interview tips that will make you stand out and beat all of your competition in any job interview. I've also created a free checklist that you can use. You don't need to make any notes, and you can get this now by clicking the link above me or in the description below. No email or registration needed. Look, improving your interview skills following these tips will help you prepare for the interview. I'll make sure you make an impression for the right reasons and give you absolute confidence that you are giving the interview your best shot. Tip 1. Okay, you've got an interview for a new job, a promotion, or even a university place, and you're bound to feel a little nervous about the interview. That's only natural. However, if you prepare, you're going to minimize that nervousness. Did you know about 3/4 of all interview questions you can prepare for, because mostly they're all based on the same themes? You know, for example, that you'll be asked, why do you want this job? You know you'll be likely asked, why are you unhappy in your current position? Or what makes you suitable for the job we could be offering you? So sit down with a pad of paper, write out your lists of reasons as they mean for you, because you know these questions are going to come up. As I say, once prepared, never scared. Remember to research the company or organization or university you're applying to. Read every word on their website. Google them. Find out more insights, more information. The people at your interview need to know that you are passionate about their organization and that you cared enough to find out more background material about it. Remember the amazing power of 3. The number 3 is very powerful. In art, you have the rule of thirds. In politics and in comedy, you have the rule of thirds as well. The third thing mentioned in a list gets the reaction. So in your lists of answers to those obvious questions, you know you're going to be asked, then pick out the 3 best things you could say to that answer. Put them in order of importance. Make 3 short sentences. Call them media sound bites if you like. 3 short sentences are far more effective than 1 long, rambling sentence. It'll also make them easy to remember and also much more powerful using this rule of 3. Make the first sentence fairly general, like, I'm friendly, very flexible, something about you like that. The second soundbite could be something specific about your experience and skills, how it matches the position, how you're now ready to move up the ladder or move to this new position. And the third soundbite would be the killer punch, something relevant, absolutely specific, and laser targeted to help you get this job. This 3-stage answer is really effective. Tip 4. Try and find out the person or people who will be interviewing you. For a large organization, sometimes a sneaky call to a board receptionist could reveal who will be on your interview panel. Then you would go on something like LinkedIn, find these people's backgrounds. This will help you to target your answers in that interview room specifically to those people's needs, their interests, and experience. Tip 5. Always look smart for your interview. It's not going to be a fashion show, but the people who are interviewing you need to know that you have made an effort. Even if you have specifically been told not to dress up smart, at least get something new and clean. Wash your hair. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Tip 6. Always turn up early for your interview, at least a quarter of an hour before you are meant to be there. This will put your mind at rest over travel difficulties, help you catch your breath, and most importantly, in the reception and waiting areas, you may be able to find out further information from notice boards and the odd leaflet, all that kind of stuff that wouldn't normally be available for you to read. It will give you further insight, ammunition for your interview. Remember to be pleasant and courteous to everybody. Even the porter, the security person, or the receptionist could feed back to HR if you were a little bit unfriendly to them. I know companies where they make it a policy to ask their security and receptionist for their feedback of interviewees when they turn up for their interviews when they arrive. You see, HR need to be absolutely sure that you are genuinely a pleasant person who will get on with everyone and not just putting on a smile in the interview room. When you do go into the interview room, do not be distracted by anything in there. Don't look at what's on the walls, what's out the windows, or anything. Don't get distracted. The only things in that room are the faces of the people who will interview you. mentally blur out the background. Give a firm handshake, 3 shakes, look them in the eye. If they say their name, repeat it so you will remember it and it will make them feel good as well. And try and remember to say bye to them with using their name as well. If there's more than one person interviewing you, when you reply to anybody who asks you a question, start by answering to the person who asked you and then work the room, okay? Catching the eye of the other people. Don't let the others feel that you aren't replying to them as well. If you're asked a question, not sure of the answer, don't just blurt out the first thing that comes into your head. Repeat the question, if appropriate, to give yourself a few seconds to think about a reply. Ask a question back at them if you're not sure of what they're asking you. Sometimes, interviewers throw in trick questions. It's a test to see if you have the confidence to challenge them. Don't forget your ace cards up your sleeve. If the interview is almost over and you haven't said something about yourself that you've worked at, you want to say, and you think would be really excellent, or maybe there's a match of skills or something specific in the organization that hasn't come up yet, then somehow you've got to get it out there. The last thing you want is to leave that room thinking, wish I'd said that. Don't worry if you're not asked specifically about what you want to say. Politicians on radio and TV do this all the time. They say what they want to say, almost ignoring the question. Don't worry, you won't appear rude, you'll just appear passionate, okay? You can get over that you really want that position. The last question most interviewers say is there anything you want to ask us? Amazingly, many people who go to interview never research for this eventuality and blurt out something stupid like, when's lunch here? Or when do we get paid? Or something stupid. Do not ask a question you can easily find out from somewhere else. Ask a really sensible question that maybe only those interviewers would know the answer to. If there really isn't anything you want to ask, simply say, no thank you, that's fine, and smile. After you leave the interview room, go somewhere quiet. Write down some notes about where it went well, where it could have done better. Every interview is a learning experience, and if you weren't successful that time, you will learn from what you did in the interview room to be better next time. If you don't write down things immediately after the event, I promise you will forget a lot of things, so do it straight away. If you feel it's appropriate, and if you haven't heard back, send an email the next day to thank them for the interview, and also, if appropriate again, send links to something on your portfolio that you may have mentioned in the interview, or to a website. Just a simple courtesy to say thank you for your time interviewing with me may be something that will tip the balance when it comes to decision time. Performing well in interview is something that many people find a breeze, but also many others find extremely nerve-wracking. It's an unfair process in many ways, but you need to learn basic voice training skills to make sure that your voice makes you sound like you know what you're doing and you are fully confident about your own abilities. Go to Udemy, search voice training to find a suitable course for you. They're easy to follow video courses and are not expensive at all. Well, I hope all this has been useful to you. Remember to grab your free checklist, subscribe to our Interview Guru channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. And if you have got an interview looming soon, well, I strongly suggest you check out our complete interview skills course. So please click the link to find out more, and when you're ready to get started, I'll see you on the inside.